Gacha games are always looked down on by the wider gaming world, to the point some people won't touch them with a 10-foot pole, but despite this, they remain one of the biggest genres in the video game industry. This means that you've likely heard about or played at least one gacha before. If you felt like trying one out, or feel that you're burning out, then I present 5 ways you can enjoy gacha games more. I'll be starting out heavy, don't spend money. If you do, spend less. Gacha games are notorious for how much money people can spend on them. It's like a virtual casino, except you never win. As much as I hate to say it, everything in the game will eventually go away. This means that if you spent a lot of money, then you better not expect a return on investment. This obviously doesn't apply to content creators who make money off of these games, but that is not the majority of players. If you spend less money, you can make the pulls you have matter more, meaning that it feels even better if you pull your character early or win a 50-50. It just feels better to win without spending. Also, having less pulls actually makes you think more about what you really want. If you don't get what you want, then you can decide if you really want to spend money or if you are okay with moving on. If you do spend, I recommend just buying a monthly pass and battle pass. These are usually just the best deals in the game because the game wants you to buy it. Monthly passes are made to bring you back every day, and since you log in, you might as well do your dailies, which just leads to you playing the game long term. Battle passes are usually made to be the way that you get a lot of materials and money easily while also promoting you to play often. Also, spending a lot of money, hard whaling, can defeat the purpose of playing. If you can beat every piece of content easily, then what's the point of playing? If it's a PvP gacha game, then the people at the top will always be the ones who whaled the most. There's just no point in spending a lot of money for a majority of people. I also want to bring up the fact that there's a difference between having to spend money and choosing to spend money. It's like when a parent forces their kid to clean up versus asking them to. One has negative connotations to it, the other doesn't. People who have a bunch of money can just drop hundreds or thousands of dollars into the game just because they can. They don't really regret it or anything because they choose to spend that money freely. Being forced into spending money just because you want a certain character but can't seem to get them is just the worst feeling. That's because you were forced into buying the character, not choosing to spend for it. Which also brings me to the difference between choosing to be free to play versus being forced to be free to play. Neither spends money, but one feels better than the other. Even if the one who could spend money doesn't spend money, the simple choice of being there for them makes the whole experience different. If you really want, you can make alternate accounts that are free to play while having a main account that you spend money on. This way you can try being free to play without actually committing. Of course, it's just best to spend less money in general, but at the end of the day, it is your choice. Next up is to not meta chase. This is pretty simple and goes along with the last point. Firstly, it can be costly to meta chase. It's just whale versus whale in PvP modes with who spent more money deciding who wins. In PvE games, meta is a little different. Meta will let you clear content easily, but in most cases, other characters can work and be fine as long as they have more investment or resources put into them. Not to mention the fact that meta always changes. No matter how strong a character is, it's only a matter of time till another character power creeps them. Because of this, it's just better to pull for characters that you like rather than for meta. If you really want to though, then choose the characters that are not going to be power crept for a long time. One way to enjoy a gacha game more, or even other games really, is to take your time. Rushing content is a surefire way to get burned out quick. It can lead to making the game feel like a job, which is not the case for a lot of people. It's also a great way to run out of stuff to do. Gacha games, especially newer ones, only have so much to do. Gachas are meant to be played occasionally, not as a main game that you can play every day, since they update and add content on a patch schedule. If there's time-gated content, then I understand if you want to rush a bit, but you should keep in mind that as a gacha game, there will always be more of these types of time gates until the game eventually shuts down. A pretty big and kind of overlooked way of enjoying games is to first figure out what kind of games you enjoy. Crazy, right? Finding out what type of gacha game you enjoy can help you to find other similar ones to play after you finish with one. Not all gacha games are created equal. There's games like Wuthering Waves and Punishing Grey Raven that focus on combat, and there are ones that appeal to casuals. Other ones like AFK Journey and AFK Arena are more idle and let you get stronger even while you're not playing, allowing you to play when you want and to log in once a day instead of multiple times. There are many types of gacha games. These are only a few, and you won't know what you really like unless you go looking for it. Do try not to spend money though, since there's no point in spending money on a game you won't be playing long term. The last way is kind of harsh. Just quit. If you aren't having fun with the game anymore, then there's no reason to keep playing. It's not a job for most of us. Games are meant to be enjoyed, and when that enjoyment is gone, there is no point in playing more. Sometimes though, you may just need a break. especially since doing the same thing over and over again can be tiring. Gacha games are created to keep players coming back over and over again with systems like dailies. These may make some players feel that they are missing out on rewards, which makes them feel as though they have to keep playing. But if you feel you have to do something, then you end up not wanting to do it. The dailies and weeklies won't be on your mind if you stop playing. Some may feel that they can't quit because they have invested so much into a game. Sunk cost fallacy. Better to cut and run before you spend even more money and, more importantly, time. Quitting may give you more freedom to play other games. I recently quit 4 gacha games I was playing: Arknights, Fire Emblem Heroes, Honkai Impact 3rd, and Dragon Pal. I had fun with them, but it started getting to a point where I didn't want to play them, but I felt that I needed to do so that I wouldn't miss out on rewards. They didn't take much time to do, but it still felt like a slog to go through them when I just wanted to play my other gacha games or do anything else in general. Quitting made me feel so much better, like a weight was taking off my shoulders. It's been a few weeks since I did this, and I have never felt better. What I've missed in those games doesn't matter since I don't plan on going back to them. Now I have more time to spend on other things. In the end, I can't tell you what to do, but I do hope that you at least take a look at what you can do to bring yourself more enjoyment. We only have so much time, and we only live so long. Better to spend it enjoying what we like than to spend it feeling miserable. Until next time.